What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, delarose.com, DELARROZ.com. Head down to the link in my description, sign up for my newsletter, get a free graphic novel or a free science fiction novel. Actually, you get both. So it's a great deal. Go hang out. If you love science fiction, love comics, this is the place for you. Today, our thoughts are brought to you by Bounding Into Comics, my favorite comic news site. So I appreciate them. Definitely check them out and everything they do. I visit their site every single morning. All right. The Mandalorian fans call for Gina Carano to be fired over likes on personal Twitter accounts. So this is the gal who showed up last season. She was like an ex-stormtrooper type and very popular and did a very good job. Actually, this is one of those times where the strong female lead trope didn't fail because it wasn't just some like stick figure, who happens to be able to beat up all the dudes. She actually kind of looks the part. She's a fighter. So it kind of works out. So apparently she was liking some tweets by, of course, people on the right, like Charlie Kirk and Glenn Beck's TV channel or whatnot. And you're not allowed to do that because, of course, in today's political world, people are watching everything you do, everything you even watch. If you watch the wrong thing, if you hang out with the wrong person, if you acknowledge the wrong person exists, you must be canceled at this point. And so this is what the left-wing mobs attempt to do in order to silence anybody who has a different opinion than them. This is very similar to what happened in the late 1920s and early 30s in the Weimar Republic, which eventually became Germany. Is people would have to put Nazi flags on their businesses to let people know that they were a Nazi business. Otherwise, their business would get boycotted. They'd get shut down. The people in the community would not frequent them. You would have knitting circles, which were Nazi-only knitting circles for the women. This is not a joke. This is real. And if you were not a member of the party, you were not invited to these social gatherings. And so this is exactly what they try to do on every front here at this point in culture. It's really disgusting. And they're so, what it tells me is they're so insecure about their own opinions that they can't let somebody else even just like read an article or a tweet and like it. I mean, who knows what exactly, what's going on. So we've got a call to clean up the election process, which is pretty simple. And I think we all can agree that we'd like to clean up the election process. It's been a mess and a hell. I mean, let's be honest about it. No matter what side you subscribe to, you should be able to acknowledge that. But because that's kind of like the wrong phrasing or whatnot, it just sends people crazy. Now, the other Mandalorian stars have all voiced their opinions very loudly, very radically. The main Mandalorian actor has just been very nasty to Trump supporters, which has been all over the news also. And of course, he doesn't get the shame for that. He doesn't get called to be removed and fired from the show from that. Only her for liking the wrong tweet. That's it. It's really ridiculous that you can't like a tweet. But I've seen this happen before. I've watched people do this online. And I've seen people, send DMs, dude, bro, why you liking this tweet? It's by this person who hates me and I hate him. It's like, shut up. I mean, what if what he said actually had merit? And so I wish we could go back to a society where we could actually talk about things and we could discuss whether what was said actually had merit rather than who said it. And this seems to be the problem all the way around at this point, where it's like, somebody said something and I agree with it or whatnot. But if I retweet that and I tell people I like that and it's by this person that portion of my audience doesn't like or whatnot, they're going to just blast me. And a lot of people are going to unfollow and all that. And I've had it happen before because it's the person that got retweeted, not actually what was said. So I don't know. Over here, at least I don't cater towards people who aren't paying attention to what's being said. I only cater towards people who understand what we're trying to do and understand that, the message is what's important. The free culture is what's important. And this sort of stuff really has no place anywhere. So I feel really sorry for the people whose entire lives are so invested in this actress woman who I didn't even know her name before pulling up this article, that they have to comb through her tweets and make sure that she is liking the correct things. Very creepy, very bad for our culture if this sort of thing is allowed to continue. I recommend, as a solution, removing the like button. I think that would solve a lot of our problems all the way around. But of course, these social media companies won't do that because they depend on it for people to get their dopamine hits and all that. But while that's a thing, and while this exists, do hit the like button on this video or hit the dislike because it doesn't really matter. I just want the algorithm to notice that there's engagement. And that's unfortunately what you have to do to get seen on YouTube while this sort of setup exists. I don't see them changing it anytime soon. So we live under these rules, but let's not be assholes to each other. Is what it comes down to. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.